Hello friends, today we'll see some concepts on Newton's law of gravitation. As we all know, Newton's law of gravitation जो न्यूटोनियन फोर्स है, फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन है between two bodies, it is proportional to product of the masses and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. So it obeys inverse square law. This is inverse square law. It obeys inverse square law. So we know F is proportional to product of M1 and M2. This we all know. एक छोटा सा इसमें we have concept, and the concept is like this. Let's see the question. A small mass M, this is mass M, this is mass M, here, this one, is enclosed in a hollow shell, this is spherical shell of mass capital M. Calculate the gravitational force of attraction between them. For two distinct bodies, two different bodies, F is equal to Gm1 M2 upon R square, where R is the distance between the center of mass of two bodies. But this is for two distinct, two separate bodies. Now in this case, the bodies are not separate. So, as per my Gauss law, this is my Gaussian surface and I have to consider mass enclosed in this surface. So my gravitational force of attraction in this case is 0, as my mass enclosed in my Gaussian surface is 0. This can also be defined using shell theorem. By shell theorem, we can say we can divide this body into two parts. The one, this one, and the other is this one. This one. Now, अगर मैं इसको if I divide this into two parts, so I see that the force of attraction due to this red shaded part on this mass M is 0, as this mass M is inside this part. So attractive force from all the ends will cancel out and the remaining force will be due to this blue wala part, and the attractive force will due to this blue part is inside. Now since there is no mass enclosed in this blue part, so my gravitational force of attraction is 0. This is my first concept. Secondly, let's see the second question. We have a mass M. We have to divide mass capital M into two parts such that gravitational force of attraction between them is maximum. Now let us say first mass is small m, second mass is capital M minus small m. So हमारे पास force, the force we have is G M capital M minus small m, this is M1, this is M2 upon R square. We have to tell the ratio in which this force is maximum. So for maximum force, for maximum value of F, differential of x with respect to variable we have is small m, must be equal to 0. If I differentiate it, d by dm, let me open this bracket, capital M into small m into m square g upon r square, let's take it outside, equal to 0. This is 0. Now if I differentiate it, I have capital M, dm upon dm is 1, differentiation of this is 2m equal to 0, capital M is equal to 2m, small m is equal to m by 2. That means if I divide the total mass capital M into two equal parts, if I divide total mass capital M into two equal parts, my force of attraction will be maximum in this case. Now, since Newton's law of gravitation, this force is a vector quantity, we know that. So, superposition principle will definitely be applicable on this force, right? So we have to calculate the gravitational force of attraction on one sphere due to other two spheres. Now we assume that it is given to us all the spheres are identical, same mass, same radius. Let us say this is r, this is also r, and this is also r plus r. So distance between their centers is 2r. The force of attraction due to this sphere on this red sphere will be in this direction. It is, let us say, F1. Again, this force will be F1. Obviously, this is different in direction, but they are same in magnitude. As the masses are equal, distances are equal. So F1 is equal to G m into m square. Distance between them is 2r का square. So G m square upon 4r square. Now angle between them is 60 degree. So by parallelogram law of vector addition, my net force is F1 square, F2 square. F2 is also equal to F1 in this case. Forces are same in magnitude. To F1, F2 यानी कि to F1 square into cos 60 का under root. It is 2 F1 square. 2 F1 square cos 60 कितना है? Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So it is 3 F1 square under root of 3 F1. Under root of 3 F1 is G m square upon 4 r square. Keep this thing in mind that since force is a vector quantity, so we'll surely definitely apply Newton's law, superposition principle on Newton's law of gravitation. We'll apply this parallelogram law or triangular law based on our need. If there are two forces, if there are more than two forces, then we'll add them using vector resolution. Let's move on to another question. We have two spheres and they are revolving in a circular path at diametrically opposite ends as shown. They are moving like this, like this. Calculate the speed of each mass. Now they are continuously revolving in a definite given track. For the spheres to revolve in definite given track, the centripetal force of attraction on, let us say, this sphere must be equal to centrifugal force. The centripetal force here in this case is driven by Newton's law of gravitation. So I can say my gravitational force must be equal to centrifugal force in this case. Gravitational force is G m square upon distance between them is 2r का square. Centrifugal force is mv square upon r. R in case of centripetal force, centrifugal force, r is the radius of the circle in which it is rotating. So V, so it is G m upon 4r. This r will be cancelled out, V square. So V is equal to under root of G m upon 4r. Okay, students. In case you have some doubts, you can ask them in comments. You can like and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.